So we've been looking at all these drive stack combinations. What I wanted to do was talk about transparent drives, what they are, how they work, how we can use them, and some examples of them in the Tone Master Pro. I'm Nathan from the Worship Journal Guitars Edition and Worship Calling. We have ourselves a Tone Master Tuesday on a Wednesday as always. And that's the topic of today, transparent drives. What is a transparent drive? So a lot of times people think transparent drive means that there is no shaping of tone at all. It's just drive. And to a degree, that's kind of accurate. It is very flat. It's a drive that is very flat. There's low compression, not much compression on these drives. They're very soft clipping. It's obviously not just this distortion pedal or an overdrive pedal. It's a transparent overdrive. So it's a very soft clipping, almost more amp-like, right? Natural amp breakup is kind of what it feels like. They're very dynamic. So they're going to respond well to, your hand, your picking attack. You play light, it gets cleaned up, you dig in. And so it almost responds just as much to your hand as it does the knobs. It's not like it doesn't override the amp's tone. And that's kind of the goal of a transparent drive, that you still get the tonal qualities of your guitar and the tonal qualities of your amp still cut through. You still hear your amp. You still hear your guitar, the tones that make your amp its amp, the tones that make your guitar your guitar. So it's very neutral, very flat. But it still does shape the tone. There's still some shaping that happens, but there's not like these big mid boosts like most overdrive or distortion pedals, have a huge mid boost, and they really shape the sound and almost overshadow the amp. Not so much on overdrives, but we're going to talk about overdrives and we're going to talk about distortion pedals later. But today I just want to focus on transparent drives. And so I feel like transparent drives are gain shapers. They're not so much of a overdrive or tonal shape. It's more shaping that gain that you already have with the amp, with your guitar. So let's jump over to Pro Control, take a look at some of what would be classified as transparent drives in the Tone Master Pro. And like I said, these are going to be, they respond to your picking. They're very amp-like. They feel like an amp. They feel like amp overdrive, not so much like a overdrive pedal. So here's the ones we have noted in the Tone Master Pro. Obviously, the Mythic or the Clon is classified as a transparent drive. It has that very flat response. There's not a huge shaping that happens in the EQ or anything like that. Yes, all these pedals are going to have their own little, like the treble knob that we have on the Clon. They're going to have a little bit of shaping that you can do to that tone, but it's more shaping that drive more than it is the tonal qualities of the pedal, if that makes sense at all. I hope it does. So just as an example, you can hear this is the Blues Junior, and that edge of breakup. Love that amp. And this just kind of adds to that character of the amp. It's just kind of almost pushing the amp. It feels like it just pushes the amp more. Kind of pushes everything forward, gives you more of what you already have. Like, you can still hear the tone of my amp in this pedal. It doesn't just take it over. It doesn't have that mid hump. It's not a big mid boost. It's very open, very, very dynamic. That would be classified as a transparent drive. We're just kind of adding to the amp, the sound of that amp. The Timmy or the Enchanter is another one. You can hear, like, just with my attack, I've cleaned it all up. Now, it does have a bass and treble cut on it. But again, it's not like it's taking over the tonal qualities of, you still hear the amp. You still hear my guitar. You still hear all the characteristics of both of those, because this drive pedal is a transparent drive. It's letting those things through. It's not coloring it so much that you don't even recognize your amp or your guitar anymore. Another great example is the Blues Breaker from Marshall, or the Blues Maker, right? This is another very soft clipping, very open breakup. Kind of a very glassy style breakup, I guess you could say. Tone is so hard to describe. You guys all know that. And I feel like this is one of the transparent drives are great for stacking, because they kind of add to whatever you're stacking them into. You've got more of an overdrive pedal or even a distortion pedal, but you're stacking it with a transparent drive, and it doesn't color it so much that they don't sound good together. It works really well. It's a great platform. So, like, all of these are great pedals to stack, great pedals to use just by themselves with your amp, because it's like an extension of your amp. And the other one is the Nobles, the Nashville Drive and the Tone Master Pro. It's another great one. This one kind of gives you kind of that low end. There's kind of a bloom in the low end. Still considered transparent leaning. I would say this one probably gives a little more coloring than some of the others. But it's a great amp, or great pedal, a great transparent gain, transparent drive pedal, that you don't lose the tone of your amp. You don't lose the tone of your guitar. The guitar and your amp are like the foundation of your tone, and none of these pedals are going to color that so much that you lose the characteristics of the amp and the guitar. And so that's what makes, transparent drives some of the best options you can use. And I love the ones that we have in the Tone Master Pro. They're great examples of transparent drives. They're some of the best on the market. So again, thank you, Fender, for including these. And they just add to the great tone you've already developed with your guitar and your amp. It's an extension. It's just adding richness and dynamic. It's not over compressing. It's not over squashing your signal. It just adds everything to it. And so that's why they're super popular. I think they're a great option, especially in that edge of breakup world, because you still have that edge of breakup feel that doesn't, you adjust your attack and you clean things right up. It's very amp-like, but they add so much that you don't want to sleep on them. Be sure to try these transparent drives, especially if you like that edge of breakup tone. There's nothing better than a quality transparent drive in combination with a classic edge of breakup amp to just give you some more tonal options. So yeah, that's what I just wanted to talk about. Transparent drives, what they are, kind of how we can use them, how to think about them. Think of them as more as an extension of your amp. It is amp like, right? It's going to respond like an amp. It's going to respond like that edge of breakup amp. It's not going to overshadow it. You're still going to feel your amp and hear your amp and be able to, you know, hey, my amp tone is still there. I still have my amp tone there. It's not completely overshadowed by this transparent drive. So throw them in your mix, throw them in your presets, try them out, see if you can feel what I'm talking about, where you still feel your amp, you still feel your guitar pushing through, and you know the tones of your amp and your guitar. Now you're just kind of adding to that just a little bit, just kind of pushing it a little bit further with a transparent drive. So I hope you guys like that. We're going to continue on looking at the other style of drive pedals, overdrive pedals, and distortion pedals, and how that kind of works with these stacking them together, since that's what we've been looking at the last couple months at some of these great drive stack combinations. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. And as always, make every strum count. I'll see you guys next time.